Okay, off we go.
Mahag Saar. That makes 4 out of the 5 realms that I've visited now.
I wonder what kind of lord we're gonna find there.
It doesn't matter. If they try to get in our way, we'll take them down and that'll be that.
Look, Hoodle.
Coming through!
Take this!
Now we're not...
Take this!
Hear me!
Here!
Resonate with the earth!
Sword Lane Alpha!
Stay calm. I shall provide assistance.
You're mine! Be still! Soaring Light Spear!
I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara.
Take it! It's
How
over!
about this?
Down on the ground.
Breaking thrust!
Position, precision, timing.
Here I come!
All a perfect 10.
That's it? Nothing else to add?
You take meticulous care of your firearm.
I'm ready! Be still!
Light burst forth!
Radiant Genesis!
A comfortable win.
A fish!
I didn't realize there was a pond here.
Yeah, this is Taka Pond. And it happened to have saved my life once.
What do you mean?
As a kid, I survived life under the past lords by escaping here when I need. It's terrible to swim in, but great for catching a bite for dinner away from Ren and eyes.
Bear in mind, our rations back then weren't enough to live off of.
But how did you catch them?
That might take a while. Fish are prone to
I'd put bait or a lure on a line and
You must not be familiar with fish. There's a nice breeze here. Ha! Nothing's biting. Hup. Not my lucky day, I guess. There we go. That was disappointing. Is this what I think it is? I'll get you next time. All right. Dagnabbit! It got away. I've got something. That was disappointing. And that's all there is to—
Wow. It seems like you need to have good reef, Kisara.
Oh,
Looks like we're going...
that's how fishing goes. Miguel told me that different fish live in different—
But that doesn't change the fact...
Of course, each fish has its own—
When you put it like that, maybe it's...
You're just in it for the food.
I was hoping we'd get to fish during our trap. So, if you ever feel like—
Good to hear.
Okay!
I'm always amazed what healing up— arts can do.
Just do...
Is it just me? Or have those two barely spoken a single word to one another?
I know, right? But after everything that happened with Miguel,
Kinda puts a damper on the whole journey though, huh?
if it bothers you that much, why don't you ask them?
Why do I have to ask?
How come you walk together like that?
She really doesn't beat around the bush.
You mean Kisara and myself?
You hadn't noticed? You've been practically joined at the hip ever since we left Vicente.
I guess it's force of habit, most likely. I was always ready to protect him.
Right. From being in the Elder Menancia Guard.
Having guards doesn't necessarily mean the one being guarded is weak.
Even so, it's not like they're entirely wrong, Kisara. You're no longer in my employ after—
I don't know. I mean, if it's what she's used to and you're both comfortable with it.
But she doesn't serve him anymore. It isn't normal for her to keep following him around like she still does.
You know, she's probably right. And a lot has changed over the last few days. I guess it wouldn't hurt to Perhaps I'll give it some thought after all.
Of course.
You might want to stop asking his permission for every little thing while you're at it.
Sorry. I've noticed that sometimes we come across—
I hate those guys. I can get some hits in when they move into attack, but
If what you're seeking is a way to more reliably hit—
try to outclass them on reflex?
I possess the ability to command Earth Elemental. They emerge as the land itself and take root on my command.
Huh?
what he means is that he can make plants grow.
I'm glad at least one of us understands him.
I shall do what I can within my modest means to help.
Dohalim's fighting style is... what's the word I'm looking for?
Do you mean elegant, perhaps?
Yeah, that's the word. For better or worse, you can definitely tell he's cut from posh Ren and Claw.
And he's not just skilled with the staff either. He can also use astral arts.
You flatter me. But my fighting techniques merely come from a style that aims to conserve energy by...
Is that why you wait until the last second before you dodge attacks? To avoid unnecessary movements?
No, I do that to sharpen my senses. I find that
Oh yeah, I've noticed you look stronger and strike out with your rod more after you dodge attacks.
Still, it's a risk.
Then, it'll be just as well.
Huh?
It's nothing.
Why are you looking at me like that?
That armor you wear is standard issue for the Menancian Guard, right?
Originally, I've added some flair to it in a lot of places.
I noticed, especially with that open back.
We guardsmen pride ourselves on never showing our back to our enemies. It's my way of making myself live up to that. Plus, it makes it that much lighter and easier to maintain.
Dohalim, do you have anything to say about this?
Every guardsman is allowed to wear their armor as they see fit.
And you, La?
Huh? Why are you asking me?
Kisara, let's talk for a bit.
Sorry for rambling on so much about my past earlier.
Don't sweat it. It was fun hearing you reminisce about the good old days.
Come on, you don't have to pretend with me. I know I can tend to...
You said it, not me. Anyway.
Hey, Alphen. When you were a kid...
Well, it's hard to say.
Yeah. During the previous crown contest, with the Lord before Dohalim. Life back then was... truly hell. I think... that's why I tried to ignore what Miguel was telling me for so long. I wanted to believe in our paradise so much. I don't blame blame Dohalim for that. I simply didn't want to face facts. And I ended up trying to project my ideals onto everyone else.
It's strange. Whenever you and Dohalim talk about Menancia, it's always like it's some big failure. We're talking about fixing 300 years worth of damage here.
You might be right. Maybe it was a I'll take watch tonight. It's okay. Rise and shine. We're almost ready to leave.
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
I just noticed none of you other Danans have...
Both of my parents were part of the resistance in Calaglia.
Mine too. We always lived in hiding.
What about you, Alphen?
To be completely honest, I'm not sure why I don't have... They tended to keep their distance from me to avoid attracting... What about you, Kisara?
No. I was able to find a good Renin doctor who's sympathetic to our kind.
One of the benefits of coexistence.
I know that once the spirit vessel was shut down, there wasn't much need for me. It may sound a little strange to hear me say this, but I'm just me now.
This sure is one rugged road.
Why spend energy fixing that which is rarely used? Repairs require time and effort, which in our world means slaves. For you, it may be a simple request. Nobody gains anything without someone expending effort.
And you know, somehow that someone always ends up being a Dan.
True enough. Ideally, in a perfect world.
However, when doing so could be dangerous like it is here.
So, what you're saying is that people will just put up with the inconvenience until someone else comes along to fix it for...
Indeed. And it is those who can no longer bear that feeling that inevitably take action. Much like the Danans in our group do so now. As strange as it may be to hear such a thing from the likes of myself.
It's true that most of the Danans in Calaglia have... Still, we can't just blame them for...
What are you making that face for? You're not worn out already, are you?
Nah, just regretting I ever said anything in the first place.
Don't get careless.
Don't tell me!
Hurricane Thrust!
This one's mine.
You picked the wrong fight! Searing Gale!
Here,
We got flyers!
I've got this. I'm ready to stop the dive. This one's got your name on it.
To action! A merry distraction.
There's still more to go. Here,
Hurricane Thrust!
there. Got
Damn it!
It's over.
Take this!
Where are you going?
Megasonic Thrust!
Hear me.
This one right now!
Do it.
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone. Take it.
My turn!
One more.
This one's all mine!
Annihilation.
Strike!
Do it!
On your knees. Look sharp. Lightning Tiger Blade.
We can really make weapons with this?
All right. There's nowhere to run from my art.
When he slows down, that's our chance. Here I come.
It's like trying to keep up with a wolf!
Here I come.
Take this!
Hear my call!
No escape. Here.
Tiger Blade!
Try this.
Here's evil!
Explosive ring.
Breeze Laser!
Can't get out of this!
Dazzle. Slice. Lunar Rondo.
Going in!
On your knees.
Going in!
Hurricane Thrust.
Kisara! Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Think we overdid it?
Not by a long
Slice.
In a bind?
Searing Gale.
Hear my call!
Make it break!
All yours, Kisara!
Got some interesting moves there, Doha.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful.
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual...
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you.
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after...
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renin who has time to indulge in...
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohalim?
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking. You see, we Renins have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it.
But of course, that treasure. What a sweet-sounding ring it has.
You really think so?
Visibility along this path. Path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
I'm surprised you know the terrain here so well. Lords don't strike me as having much time for wandering in the woods.
Sometimes I would take strolls along here when I wished to be alone.
You always did have a bad habit of disappearing without telling any of us guardsmen.
This won't be easy. Don't be such a pessimist.
Stay calm. I shall provide assistance. Leave the agile ones to me.
Regenerate! Soaring light spear!
Flying free! What did they just do?
Sierra, can you... Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Here's a healing arc.
Here I come! This one's all mine! You picked the wrong fight! Sword Blade Alpha!
Now! Jolene! This one's got your name on it!
To action. A merry destruction.
There's still more to go.
Escape! You're mine!
Eating pile driver.
Do it!
Light Spear! Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Now! Take this! Lunar Rondo!
Now!
Tear! River!
Astral Energy!
Say no more! I'm not done!
Now!
Eternal devastation!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
This one will be difficult to predict.
Hurricane coming! Face me!
Never miss!
Here I come! Elusive deity!
Searing Flame! I'm also good with airborne targets.
Devastating pile driver.
Chinese Super
Pesky airborne scoundrel.
Sounds like a job for yours truly.
Searing Gale!
Negative gate. Resonate with the
I'm
earth.
not done!
Stalagmite.
Don't mind if I do.
Another incantation ruined.
Please hang that stuff so that you don't get in trouble again.
Here I go! Double Phoenix Bang! Pierce! Megasonic Thrust!
Please now. Reload on in there with the amount.
Take this! Cut! Be still! Rising
I'm
Phoenix!
ready. All yours, Kisara.
My turn!
Force of
It's
regeneration.
on! Lunar Rondo! Rising Phoenix! Here I come!
Do it!
Stardust!
On your
I never miss.
You're mine!
Here's evil. Freeze!
This could be useful.
It's so hilly around here. I can feel my feet getting blisters.
That's mountain hiking for you. It can be pretty tough if you're not used to these sorts of trails.
This won't be easy.
You're mine!
Don't be such a pessimist.
Burn in hell! Megasonic Thrust!
It's a duel of the arts. Raging Cascade. What? Dance in the wind. Leave the enemy's art to me.
No complaints here.
You're mine!
Here's evil.
Hey! Sword Blade Alpha! You're finished!
Yes, this is. Forgive me.
Here's evil. Lightning Clear.
I'll
Bring you back from death to this.
Can you take it? No further.
Raging Storm.
You're mine! Here I come! I'm not done!
They got me in the front.
Sword Lane Alpha!
Raging Storm.
Begin.
I'll heal you all.
Rising Flash!
Dance in the wind.
I owe you one! Lightning Thrust! I'm not done! Lunar Rondo! Stardust! Rising Phoenix!
I never miss.
Take this! Sword Lane Alpha!
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart for your
It's real handy in a pinch.
It takes a true marksman to use.
Well, can't think of anyone better than you,
A hard-won victory. I have a bad feeling about this.
I'm not done!
Not in your dreams!
You're finished! Flaming thrust! Here I come! Sturda! Rising Phoenix! I'm on! Burn in hell!
The enemy wields arcs too.
You'll soon see about that!
Did you just hear me?
Yes, I need you, remember?
Right.
Now I can let loose! Luna Rongo! Soaring Light Spear!
Hear my call!
Rising Phoenix!
Dance in the wind! Freeze!
Dragon Form!
Healing circle!
Explosive Ring!
Can't get out of this!
Appreciate the help!
Here I come!
Dance in the wind!
Blue Escape! Here I come!
Here
Blue
goes!
Escape!
How about this?
You're mine! Blue Escape! Crush!
Here
My turn! Here I come!
Confiscated!
I'm not done! This one's all mine! Void Blast!
Make it rain! Want them to
Soaring Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
I need to be stronger.
I've got a really bad feeling about this!
I shall ensure you survive this.
Easter!
Take this!
Denied!
Where are you going?
Try it, my turn!
More with that kick,
Blue Escape!
Do it! Dion, Astral Energy! Full throttle!
Leave the ensnaring to me.
Yeah! And pummeling to me!
Luna Rongo! Rising Thrust! Searing Gale!
Now you see what I can do!
Dragon Form!
พยายามนี่
Couldn't make it in time.
I'll bring you back from Cyclone!
Your helping me has become a pattern.
For the...
Is it now?
I'll bring you back from death. I'll bring you back from death's abyss. Hear my call.
It appears the end is nigh.
This one's
Here I
mine.
come! I'm not done!
I never miss.
You're finished!
Down on the ground. Tornado Drive.
Going in.
Behold! The Earth pulse! Tectonic Vision!
Totally! In an instant! Impact Block! We work well together.
Like a finely timed waltz.
We're
interrupted.
Take this.
Foil Blast!
Tiger Blade. Do it.
Chill!
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished!
I'll heal you
My
all.
turn!
Down on the
Thrust!
required hand.
Sword Alpha!
Healing circle.
I'm ready!
Dion, go for it.
Prepare to crumble!
I feel sprightlier than before.
Looks like some solid equipment. Danon moons here too, I see.
What were people even thinking back then? Trying to build anything around here.
Maybe they just had that much time and energy on their hands.
Let's dispose of the trash.
I'm not done!
Confiscated!
A debut performance! Dragon Swarm! Eternal Devastation! I'll take you all on! Rising Phoenix! It's over! You picked the wrong fight!
Dance in the wind!
Eternal Devastation! Crush!
Come on.
In a bind?
Now it's my turn! Here's evil!
It's showtime!
Now, I can handle it! This one's got your name on it!
Ashes through ashes. A merry distraction.
There's still more to go.
Hurricane Thrust!
Lightning Orb!
Void Flash!
Into the shadows!
Here I come! You're mine!
Art expert, come through!
Dragon Swarm!
Do it!
Swordblade Alpha!
Resonate with the earth.
Wind Astral
Eternal
Energy!
Devastation!
Blood ammo! Crushing
Dragon Swarm!
Freeze Lancer!
Take it
Carve through armor. Time to get ready. I'm ready.
With this, I can become even stronger.
What's this thing?
This won't be easy.
Don't be such a pessimist.
I'm not done!
Swordblade Alpha! Raging Cascade into the shadows! Dance in the wind!
Ether!
Air thrust! Astral Energy! Dance in the wind!
You're mine!
There! Go! Now!
Totally! In an instant! Impact Block!
We work well together.
Like a finely timed fight.
Lunar Rondo!
You got company! Radiant Flash!
That's too much.
I'm out of ammo!
Can you take it?
Take this! Strike! Stardust!
Freeze Lancer!
Soaring Light Sphere!
Can you take it?
Dragon Swarm!
Mega Ray!
Do it!
Remote!
Astral Energy!
Say no more. They've really got us on the ropes.
Don't forget to heal your wounds.
I sure have built up a sweat with this hike.
Rest assured, we have reached the top. It's all downhill from here, quite literally.
So Mahag Sar's just up ahead then?
Indeed.
Gotta break through! You're mine! I'm not done! Crush! This one's all mine! Take this! Eternal Devastation! Penumbra! Try this! Blended Flash!
Kisara! All yours, Kisara!
Regeneration!
Regenerate!
Soaring Light Sphere!
Don't suffer in silence.
Rising Phoenix!
Now you see what I can do! I'm ready!
Redwell! Astral Energy! Full throttle!
Shine! Radiant light!
You're mine!
Force of regeneration!
Soaring Light Sphere!
Now I can let loose. I mean, you're dead, Goku. And tonight's meal is on you. Keep going. Nick.
I never miss!
I'm not done!
Do it!
What's this place here? Some kind of old house?
I don't know about that.
Coming through!
Here goes!
Take this!
It's over!
Light and
You're mine!
radiant!
I'm not done!
Feel it! With the earth! Here we go!
Crush! You're finished!
Wind Astral Energy!
Megasonic Thrust!
Glacial Spear.
Pierce Evil!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Lightning
Ready
Attack!
and rip.
Blazer!
Armor won't save it!
Too much to handle? Alright!
Explosive Ring! Not a chance! Eternal
I
Devastation!
can't heal you forever.
Now I can let loose!
Lightning Orb!
Explosive Ring!
Do it!
All in order!
So that's how a lord fights.
I don't perform as well when I'm observed.
I'm going to pretend I didn't hear you say that.
Now!
In an instant! Impact Block! We work well together.
Like a finely timed waltz.
Lightning Thrust! Lunar Rondo! Double Demon Fang! Take this!
Reload! Not in your dreams!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Do it! Lightning Orb! Take this! Sleep now! Now!
I'm not done!
How much longer will our healing arts last?
An opponent like this should be easy. Can't get out of this! Here I come! Here! It's gone!
Flame of Fury!
Explosive Ring! Outline you in the dust! Burn in hell!
Use too much.
Here I come! No escape! Is this it?
What?
You have to hold on.
I'm grateful.
Resonate with the earth!
Glacial Spear.
Now you see what I can do!
Freeze Laser!
I'll take you all on. Ha! Flare the Malisa!
First strike!
So that's how a lord fights.
I don't perform as well when I'm observed.
I'm going to pretend I didn't hear you say that.
This one's mine! Tiger Blade!
All things you hear it now! Eagle's Eye! Haunting you! That's enough!
Tiger Blade!
In a bind?
Make it break!
Shield!
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes!
So that didn't go as planned.
We must consider well if this is the right path.
Get lost!
Take this!
Confiscate!
I'm not take this! You're mine! Eternal Devastation! Dragon Swarm!
Now you see what I can do!
Come one, come all!
Do it! Astral Energy! Full throttle!
Not again! I'll blind you with a shot! Damn it! Too fast!
Stand back. I'll trip it up.
Thank
Here! Begin!
Into the shadows!
Dimension light! Heal! Double Demon Fang! Eternal Devastation!
Coming through!
Take this!
Nothing gets by me.
Any more of this and I'll burn out!
Thank you! Lightning Orb!
Denied!
You're mine!
Say it! Showtime! I'm only getting
Eternal Devastation!
I'm ready! Astral Energy!
Say no more! Shut!
Well done!
You're mine!
Can't get out of this!
No escape!
Flame!
I can't lay a finger on you!
I prefer it that way.
What about you? Just watch and see! You're mine!
Resonate with the earth! In the wind! In here!
Searing Gale!
Get on it! Do it!
No escape!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
victory for the ages. And thus our strength yet grows.
What's that big tower over there?
We should be able to cook here.
You make sure to rest too, Hootle.
Dohalim, care if I hang out for a while? You worried about what's going on with men?
What makes you think that?
Well, you were speaking to Kisara earlier.
It's rude to listen in on others, you know.
Sorry. I didn't hear what you two were actually talking about, though.
I am but a former lord who has abandoned his post. Yet Kisara still seeks out my opinions, knowing full well that is the case. This despite the fact I am no longer...
Couldn't it be precisely because you're not her master anymore? It's natural.
I hadn't considered that possibility.
It's funny what you miss sometimes.
Hardly uncommon among artistic types such as myself, when lordships are decided based solely on one's astral energy.
But even so, you still...
Certainly. I learned to perform my functions. However, I was Of course, such a mentality in the end led only to sickening pain and death. I pretended not to see or hear any of it, content to let our supposed peace and equality keep...
But you're making amends.
I would like to think so. But... Do you mind watching our camp tonight? Shall we get moving?
You can never be too prepared. But did we have to spend so much?
Not this way, I guess. Guess I misread the landing.
Retreat if you know what's good for you.
Mega Ray! Burn! I never miss!
I'll smash you! Take this!
Pesky airborne scoundrels.
Sounds like a job for you, truly!
Eternal devastation!
Leave the enemy's arc to me!
No complaints here.
Leave the charges to me!
Eternal
Where are
devastation!
we going?
Dragon form!
Don't mind if I do! Gemini Aqua!
Eternal devastation!
Thunder Shield!
I'm ready.
This one's got your name on it!
Ashes to ashes. A merry distraction.
There's still more to go!
No escape! Lunar Logo!
We turn the tables on us.
There are still more left!
Look sharp.
Lightning Tiger Blade!
My turn! You're mine! Soaring Light Spear! Stardust!
Shattering the pieces!
I shall provide assistance.
You're mine! I'm not done!
No further.
Eternal devastation! Crush!
Healing Circle!
I owe you one.
Lightning Orb!
Now I can let loose.
Malevolent Magic is there! Sleep now!
Sword Rain Alpha!
Skills in top form, art's working like a charm. Ha!
Someone seems rather pleased with herself.
Did you hear all of that?
Still thinking about how to act?
That obvious, huh? Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to stay his servant. For as long as I can remember, I've spent my life protecting.
Which in the end pretty much means doing as you've always done, right?
Actually, I've been thinking about how I ought to act around you all as well.
Oh?
When I set out on this journey, it was to rid Eldaman and Sia of its enemies. I'm grateful to you all for letting me tag along. But
What are you talking about? You know how to hold a weapon, don't you?
is it though? Sometimes I wish there was more I could be doing to...
Oops, sorry about that.
Now that you mention it, what do you guys...
What do you mean, what do we do?
Eating what you like can be good for morale in the
Does that mean eating
Isn't that obvious?
It does.
Yeah, to be honest.
Understood. In that case, I'll just have to make sure you're...
You hear that, Law?
What is it?
No, sorry, it's just...
It will do her good to have a project.
No, not Kisara. I meant...
Me? Certainly you're not looking to me.
Typical Renan. Leaving everything to someone else.
Rinwell, I don't think...
That said, should you need my skills on the battlefield,
I'm sure no one doubts that. Listen, guys, if we're traveling together...
I wouldn't get your expectations too high in that regard. Believe it or not.
Something wrong?
Not exactly. I was merely thinking about you two and your...
Oh?
Etiquette?
Indeed. To be quite frank, I've...
That's not being frank, that's being an... Forget it. Do we really need to talk about this now?
Yes. I find such impropriety on your parts to be deeply unsettling.
What do you want us to do? We were slaves. We never...
Yeah, what he said. Maybe you missed how we were just focused on...
Perhaps. But Kisara here demonstrates that it's quite possible for...
That's because I was given the opportunity to learn.
Yeah, I don't...
Exactly. You've got to remember what it's been like for us living under the Rena...
I will concede that you do indeed make a valid point. It would appear, for all my espousing the virtues of equality between our peoples, I would...
You don't need to beat yourself up.
Nevertheless, I shall mind my words. Having said that, I do believe you two would still benefit from learning the...
Yeah, no, I'll pass.
If you say so. How about... Although I suppose my first task is to reform your attitude toward the idea of good etiquette.
You're not gonna let this go, are you?